Hey there, Dummy Brigade, what's up? Hope you're all doing good. It's me, your very own Dummy in charge here, back again with some new stuff to learn. Folks, today we're going to learn a bit about the Cold War, an event so popular that countless books and movies have been made and remade to describe this enormous and complex era in human existence. There is not a single sphere that the Cold War has not penetrated. From economics to politics to society to war to technology, proxy battles, armament to disarmament to espionage, and all the way to space race, all parts of global society have resonated with the Cold War in some way or another. Every aspect of it is a complex research based analysis in itself, but all we need in this point is a basic overview to learn a bit or two about a fascinating piece in history. So, without further time to waste, let us dive straight into action and begin. It was the year 1945. The Second World War had ended with a decisive victory for the Allies, which consisted of primarily the United States, United Kingdom, France, and USSR primarily. The blow from the war had devastated the economies and infrastructures. The conventional global powers of France and United Kingdom had lost their prestige. The stage was conspicuously set for two Goliaths for global influence, United States and USSR. Although sources vary in pinpointing the exact moment when the Cold War began, some sources propound that the Truman Doctrine, which was based on containing the spread of communism, initiated the Cold War, while others point to Winston Churchill's Iron Curtain speech, respectively. There are other opinions as well, which go back to Lenin's October Revolution in 1917. Nevertheless, I am with the opinion that it began when Harry Truman, the then President of the United States, ordered to detonate the nuclear bombs codenamed Little Boy and Fat Man over Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This injected Soviet Union with an urgency to exacerbate the production of their own bombs, which they announced in 1949. By the way, guys, exacerbate means accelerate, for those of you who are wondering. Cold War's span started from 1945 all the way to 1991 with the disintegration of the Soviet Union. What was the rivalry between the United States built upon, USA and Soviet Union built upon? The popular opinion, as you might know, is the ideological irreparable division between the capitalism of United States and socialism of USSR, which are so incompatible that it impacts the entire mindset, society, and way of life, which are opposite to each other. For those of you that do not know about these ideologies, we would cover them in a new video, hopefully. Anyways, another perspective that I want you guys to know is that some scholars claim that USA and USSR would have driven this path of struggle even if ideological differences had not existed, as it is a point of view that two equal powers in the global structure are bound to meet head on for global supremacy whatsoever. So there have been states with almost similar way of life and ideologies, yet they've found some excuse to compete with one another. Thus, the Cold War revolved around the two camps of Soviet Union's socialism in the East and USA's capitalism in the West, which Churchill famously described as the Iron Curtain. Aside from a global division, even individual states were divided among two blocks, such as Korea, North belonging to the socialist camp, while the South belonging to capitalist camp. The dividing line still persists today between North and South Korea. This portrays the impact that Cold War has had to this very day. Germany was also divided, and primarily the division that best delineates the feel of this era is the Berlin Wall, which divided the city in two blocks, East and West. Germany subsequently unified, which we can witness today, and the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1988 proved to be a significant landmark in human history. The Cold War had everything. The wars such as the Korean War, the infamous Vietnam War, the Afghanistan conflict of 1979, whose ramifications and chain events persist till date. We'll try to discuss these wars individually in the future videos. These wars didn't exactly see USA and USSR face off head on. They were proxy battles, with one bloc supporting her own favorite governments, regimes, and actors. This is why it is not a hot war, rather it's called the Cold War, as only a spark was needed for the world to witness devastation on the hands of two nuclear giants, which continued for almost 5 decades, for God's sake. The era saw a phase of armament unprecedented in history. 1950s and 1960s was hysteria personified, leading to the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962, in which the planet was on a ventilator, as only a minor mistake from each end could have proven to be irreparable beyond means. Surprisingly, the latter half of the Cold War also saw an era of disarmament with the signing of various treaties such as Strategic Arms Limitation Talks, SALT I, etc. Furthermore, the rivalry also accelerated the development from a scientific aspect, as I heard of an opinion the other day that we have truly to thank the Cold War for most of the advanced technology we have today. Others claim the opposite, that the peace would have been much more beneficial for human existence and scientific progress, as during that period an enormous sum of money went into arms and weaponry. Regardless, we saw a space race which began with Yuri Gagarin's orbit of the planet Sputnik, I think 1957, which culminated to Neil Armstrong's Apollo 11 venture. By the way, a point to be noted, Edwin Buzz Aldrin was the second guy with Mr. Armstrong, along with Michael Collins, if I remember correctly. You guys can check the name of them. They deserve a share of recognition as well, folks. For those that claim that moon landings were fake, can skip this part altogether. Puns unintended. Well, guys, the Cold War was a rather complex and fascinating era in human existence, which has so many events from so many different angles and perspectives that it has continued on to be an arena of heavy research to this very day. I had planned to keep this video a bit short, but exceeded a little bit of my planned minutes because of being tempted to discuss a bit more. We should wrap it up, I guess. I'll meet you guys with a new video and something new to discuss. Don't forget to like and share, plus feel free to comment your thoughts, and why not subscribe while you're at it. Why not? Until next time, let's learn and grow. Take care and stay blessed. Thank you.